What's up guys, John here and welcome back to John Moon Studios. In this week's video we're going to be talking about the new addition in the family, and that's the Apollo Twin X Quad Core, so let's get right to it. So before we dive into the unit, let's talk about some specs. The Apollo has 10 inputs and 6 outputs, records up to 24-bit and 192 kilohertz. The advantages of owning an Apollo is its unison technology, which allows you to record in real time emulations of preamps, EQs, and compressors with little to no latency. Another neat advantage of having the Apollo unit is you can chain up to 6 different Apollo devices using Thunderbolt, allowing you to have more inputs for your recordings. If you want to see the Apollo in action, I will be making a video soon talking about the console app and how you can take advantage of the unison technology that comes with the Apollo unit. So since the unit is already plugged in behind my keyboard, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the back part from the box. So the unit has 2 inputs in the back for a mic or line input. So you could either plug in a microphone, of course, or you could plug in, let's say, a keyboard, and you're going to be able to use and take advantage of the unison technology also from the back. We have 2 monitor inputs, and we also have 2 line out inputs. So the difference between the monitor and the line out inputs is the monitor, you're going to be able to control the volume with the knob on top of the unit, and the line out, you're going to have to control it either by the volume knob on a monitor or a mixing console if you have one. Right next to that, you have the Thunderbolt connection. We have the power jack for it because this unit is powered since it's working with chips. This is the quad core, so all the processing is happening inside of the unit. And also the unit has a built-in preamp, so it needs to be powered for that to work. And lastly, we have the power button, and on top of the power button, we have the optical in. Alright, so we're going to talk about the top of the unit. So we have 2 jacks in the front of the unit. We have a guitar input, which is a high Z input. Pretty much what this does is that it lowers the impedance of the guitar, which allows a cleaner signal to come in. So here you could either plug in your guitar or a bass. On the right side, we have a headphone jack, which allows you to use your headphones and control the volume here on the right side. So if you have the monitor section on, this is to control the volume of your main monitors. And then if you press this button again, you're going to see your headphones light up, and then you're going to be able to control using the wheel the volume of that. To the left of it, this is the preamp button. So this is pretty much where you're going to choose between channel 1 and 2. One thing to note is if you're using this channel right here for your guitar, then that means the channel 1 in the back you won't be able to use. You're going to have to use mic or channel number 2, because then, as you can see, this automatically registers as high Z. If I unplug this, you're going to see that it turns into a mic signal, meaning that you can use the line or mic channel in the back. I'm going to go ahead and plug this back in. And you see it turns right back into high Z. So once you have this plugged in here, just know that you can't plug in a mic or a line in the back mic 1 part. So this is how you change the different channels. So as you can see, this is high Z, and in the high Z option you have the option to have a high pass filter, which is also a low cut, so you can enable that, and you're able to reverse the polarity if you need to. When you switch into the channel 2 mode, which is where you're using a mic or line input, you can go ahead and change your mic or line here. So you just hit input. And the reason why you'd want to change that is, of course, if you're using a microphone, you're going to be using a mic input, which then you can raise the preamp using the big wheel. Or if you're using something like a keyboard, you can go ahead and switch it into a line input. Again, we have some of the same features for the line input. We have a high pass or low cut filter, and we can reverse the polarity. Now in the mic section here, we have a little bit more options. We have the plus 48 volt, which is phantom power.
We could put a pad on the microphone, and we could also reverse the polarity and give you a high pass filter. When you're in the monitor section, we have monitor controls that we can use. We have a talkback function. So if you have a live room that you're able to record your instruments in, you can use this as a talkback. And right here, this little dot is the microphone where you can talk back to the musicians who are inside of the room. You could see the talkback and the input light here, and also this on the side here, which I'll explain in a bit, is blinking, which means you're in talkback mode. Dim means when you're listening through your monitors, if you want a quick drop in volume that you don't have to actually move the knob. So let's say I have the knob around here. If I hit dim, what it's going to do, it's going to diminish the volume of your monitors momentarily until you hit the dim button again, and then you're going to go back to the original volume. You have the option to control your stereo image, so you can if you like to reference your track, which I recommend referencing your track in mono, you can go ahead and click the mono button, and notice when you activate any of these buttons, the input light blinks. That way you know something is activated and it's not in its normal state. And then you also have a mute button. Everything goes red just so you know that the levels are mute, and you're able to unmute just by clicking that button there.
Alright, so that was an overview of the Apollo Twin X quad core. If you want more information about this unit, I will be making more videos in the future, so don't forget to hit the ring button and turn on notifications. If you found the information of this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your musician friends. I will see you soon.